The 1951 Formula 1 season began in Switzerland. As Staf arrived at the circuit, he recognized many familiar faces: Fangio, Farina, Whitehead. But one name was missing. The reigning world champion, Prince Bira, was nowhere to be seen. The question lingered in Staf's mind. Would the royal champion not return to defend his title? Around him, attention quickly turned to the dominant forces of the previous season. Maserati and Alfa Romeo had set the benchmark in 1950. Maserati had claimed 3 victories, Alfa Romeo 2. Now, a new battle was about to unfold. Would Maserati build on their momentum and crown another champion? Or would Alfa Romeo strike back? As the paddock buzzed with anticipation, Staf focused inward. A new season lay ahead, and with it, new expectations. After finishing runner-up in 1950, he was no longer an unknown. Now he had something to prove. He knew the limitations of the Talbot-Lago. To compete, he would have to push beyond them. Every lap, every race would be a chance to be noticed. Because Staf's ambition had changed. What began as a passion, a dream, had become something greater. He no longer wanted to simply survive in this dangerous world. He wanted to conquer it. And deep down, he knew that to reach the very top, he might one day have to move beyond Ecurie Nationale Belge, beyond Johnny Claes. With that thought in mind, Staf climbed in his Talbot-Lago T26C. The engine roared to life, and moments later he left the pits and entered the Bremgarten circuit, beginning the first free practice session of the 1951 Formula 1 season. Here you have the results for the first practice session, or the only practice session for the 1951 Swiss Grand Prix. It is Alberto Ascari for Ferrari that takes the fastest time in the first practice session of the 1951 Formula 1 season. In second place we have Gonzalez, then we have Fangio, and Vermeulen takes the 4th spot for the practice session. Nino Farina is 5th and Luigi Villoresi is 6th. Then we have a newcomer, Paco Godia, in 7th place. After that we have Taruffi, Roll, Whitehead, Bonetto, Fischer, Parnell, Fagioli. The second part we have in P15 a newcomer in Abecassis in P15. Then we have Rosier, Schell, Étancelin, Peter Hurt, Eugène Chabot. Then in 21st position in the practice session we have Louis Chiron. After that we have Cabantou, Sanesi, Gerard, De Graffenried, Simon, Moss, a newcomer, then Taylor, another newcomer. And on the final part we have Jacques Swatters, another Belgian driver on the grid. Then we have Guy Mérès, Peter Walker, and in final position for the practice session we have Henri Louveau. We are now in the qualifying session for the 1951 Swiss Grand Prix. Here you see the end of Staf's first flying lap, and he will take pole position for the moment in the 2:34.260. And here we have Staf in the final corner, going down to second gear, 60 kilometers an hour, onto the cobblestones. This is the end of his second flying lap. He is on the cobblestone. It rattles him and the car once again. He will have a sore back after this. And this is the end of the second flying lap. He will come up to the start-finish line and he will improve his time. He's a 2:31.837. And here we have Staf in the first section once again. He has the pace for a good time in qualifying. He brakes heavily, shifts down, and he makes a mistake. He loses the rear. He puts it in neutral and he hopes he can get the car going once again. This will make him lose a lot of time. A lot of time. Unfortunate for Staf, this lap is ruined. And here we have Staf's final flying lap. He has not improved on his previous time. For the moment, it is Franco Roll who is in pole position with a 2 minutes 31 seconds 636. Staf knows he has the pace for a good qualifying lap. He is currently in second position on the grid. Will he improve or will others overtake his spot? Will others take a better spot? Only time will tell. Only at the end of this lap will he know what time he sets. He has not improved on his previous time, and now he is trying to make it stick. Will he get that second pole position ever? Second pole position after the Indianapolis 500 of last year. We'll see. He has already gained over a second and a half on his previous lap time, so that means he doesn't have a lot of fuel in his tank, meaning the car is faster. He has also made a little adjustment to the final gear, to the fourth gear, making it a little shorter to get a little bit more acceleration out of fourth gear. It will cost him some top speed, but that is not necessary for this track. Not as much as the next round in the Indianapolis 500. Now he's in the fourth section, he takes the right hand kink, has to lift a little so that he doesn't crash out, because he has almost crashed out there in the free practice session. Now he goes under the bridge again for a final time in this qualifying session. He takes the right hand kink effortlessly, then the left hander, for which he takes it flat out. He takes the next corner flat out once again. He's up by 2 seconds, more than 2 seconds. He brakes hard and early, shifts down well enough, takes the corner at 40 kilometers an hour. He almost loses it once again. So he has lost some time to his previous lap. The cobblestones rattle the car. They rattle Staf Vermeulen. Staf is coming up to the start-finish line. And what will it be? What will his time be? It will be a 2 minutes and 30 seconds 125. What a lap by Staf Vermeulen. And it's a lap that puts Staf Vermeulen on pole position with a 2:30.125, his second pole position ever. In P2 we have the other title contender of last year, Nino Farina. In P3 we have Whitehead. Then in P4 we have Franco Roll. In P5 Juan Manuel Fangio, and next to him is Alberto Ascari. Rick Parnell lines up 7th in a new team, J.A. Vandervelde, and then we have homeboy Rudy Fischer in P8. Then in 9th position we have Villoresi, and next to him is Piero Taruffi. Then we have newcomer Paco Godia in P11, and next to him we have Gonzalez. Louis Chiron lines up 13th, and then we have newcomer George Abecassis in P14. After that, Philippe Tancelin, and next to him Felice Bonetto. Then we have Guy Meres, Eugène Chabot, Peter Hurt, Gonçalves Sanesi, Yves Giraud Cabantou, newcomer Sterling Moss in P22. Then we have Louis Rosier, Bob Gerard, Peter Walker for a new team, BRM. Then Henri Louveau. Then we have other homeboy Tulo de Graffenried all the way down in P27 with an Alfa Romeo. And next to him is his teammate Luigi Fagioli in P28. Those two Alfa Romeos are way down. Then we have another Belgian driver in Jacques Swaters for Ecurie Belgique in P29. Then we have newcomer Brian Shaw-Taylor in P30. Then André Simon in a Simca Gordini in P31. And then last but not least we have Harry Schell. And here we are, the start of the 1951 Formula 1 season is about to begin. In a moment, the engines are revving and they are go, go, go. Staf Vermeulen does not have a good start. He has a lot of wheel spin off the start. It is a wet track, a damp track. How will the cars fare? Staf Vermeulen is going down in P4. He is in P4 already. Look at the carnage immediately behind him already. He is in P5. He did not have a good start, but he remembers what happened last year, so he takes it easy on the hill section so that he can go through with it. And then he takes Nino Farina. He's back to P4. Now he has Franco Roll in front of him. Will he be able to get Franco Roll and take the P3 from him? We will see in just a moment. Both have made a mistake. The Talbot-Lago is still not accelerating the way it should be, but we know that Staf has made some adjustments to the cooling. Now he has Ascari behind him. Ascari is trying to find a way behind him. No, he's trying to find a way across him. Staf takes the corner really well. He powers down, trying to get Franco Roll. He brakes heavily once again without downshifting, so that he gets a better traction. Franco Roll has made a mistake which will allow Staf to get him and overtake him. They are in the forest section. Will Staf Vermeulen's car be able to take Franco Roll? The Talbot-Lago is gaining in speed and gaining in speed. Look at the spray that is going on. He takes the right-hander and then the second right-hand kink. He is closing in on Franco Roll. We can see the gap shrinking under the bridge. They go. And then he's closing in, he's closing in, he's closing in. What will happen? The left-hand kink is there. Franco Roll is so close. Will Staf get him? Will he get him? He's almost side by side. Staf brakes really late into the slowest corner. They go. Franco Roll mounts the curbs. Staf has made a mistake, allowing Franco Roll to take the position back again. This has been a scintillating lap. I cannot even speak what a lap this was by Staf Unfortunately, he has lost his first position after the start, and he will complete the first lap in P3, and Ascari is behind him. And now I will take you through the eyes of Staf himself. We are now following Staf as he goes into the hill section. He gets caught out by Franco Roll going slowly. He clips the fence and spins and spins. He hits the wall, but he can keep going, and that means that Ascari will make a move. What happened there? Ascari flipped over, but he can keep going. In the meantime, we have a lot of retirements. We will show you some replays right now. We are starting with a replay of Fangio. We are following Juan Manuel Fangio at the start. He doesn't get a good start, has a bit of wheel spin. His car is not under control. He goes to the right, goes to the left, spins out, clips the barrier, flips his car almost upside down. He can keep going for a little bit. At the hill section, we see cars flying. He hits another car, clips the hill, and that means his car has been too much damaged on his car. Then we are following Rosier, who gets hit, flips the car on the hill, and means his car is damaged as well and has to retire as well. Then we are following de Graffenried, who spins and flips his car over, and that is the end of his race. And now we are following Luigi Fagioli, who goes through the S sections. He loses control, clips the fence, and loses a wheel. That means he has retired as well. And then we see, I think that is Fischer. Yes, that is Fischer. No, this is Fischer that flips over, goes off-roading, and he stalls his car. No, he tries to keep going. He tries to rescue himself, salvage the positions, but he stalls his engine and has to retire because of it. And I believe that we are now following Felice Bonetta. It is he who went off-roading after the Fagioli crash. After the off-roading, he loses control of his car, goes rallying again, and slows down, so manages to keep his car under control. Now we cannot see him, he's behind the house, and he hits the house, unfortunately. and he has to retire because of a stalled engine. And now we are following newcomer Sterling Moss, loses control in the final corner, gets hit by Peter Hurt in the 52 car. Moss can keep his engine running, clips the curb, gets onto the curb and gets hit by another car. I do not know who that is, but it seems that Sterling Moss has stalled his engine. He cannot keep going. We are still on lap 2. Staf Vermeulen sees the top 2 in front of him. He is so close to catching them. They are going onto the forest section. He is trying to create a gap between himself and Alberto Ascari. The other 2 in front are going ahead. They are going ahead, but there's yellow flags. Something must have happened, and that is Franco Roll that has spun his car. We will see a replay of that shortly. Ahead of Staf Vermeulen is his eternal rival Peter Whitehead. Will he be able to catch him? Yes or no? As promised, here we have Franco Roll. We are following Franco Roll, who loses control on the damp track. He slides off-road, and there in the background you see Staf Vermeulen overtaking Franco Roll because of the mistake. Will Franco Roll keep going or will he retire? We are now following newcomer Brian Shaw Taylor, who loses control and jumps over a hill and goes through a house. I hope that house is okay. He managed to keep the car running, but he seems to be confused after what's happened and just dips down into a ditch and stalls his car and has to retire because of it. We are now on lap 3. Staf has closed the gap to Peter Whitehead. We just have official confirmation that Peter Hurt has retired, but our focus is now on Staf Vermeulen. They are in the forest section. Peter Whitehead is close, only half a second is the gap. On into the final corner they go. Staf turns in, but he has an oversteer moment, and this will allow Peter Whitehead to make a gap, to create a gap once again. Staf's car does not accelerate well. It gets rattled through the cobblestones. 2.7 seconds is the gap. Almost 3 seconds is the gap at the start-finish line. Will Staf be able to catch Peter Whitehead again or not? We are now following Peter Whitehead at the start of lap 4 at the hill section. He makes a mistake at the hill section, loses control, clips the hill a little bit, and there is Staf Vermeulen on his tail. Staf Vermeulen is putting on the pressure on Peter Whitehead, and the pressure is getting to Peter Whitehead as he makes another mistake. Staf is really close. Will Staf make a move here? Yes, he will. He pressured Peter Whitehead into another mistake, and Staf Vermeulen has taken the lead. But Peter Whitehead is close enough in order to strike. Will Peter Whitehead retaliate, take the lead back from the Belgian driver that got second place in the championship last year? Staf Vermeulen keeps his lead as it is for the moment, but Peter Whitehead is close by and can strike if he wants to. They brake late. Peter Whitehead slides a little. He sees Staf Vermeulen. Staf Vermeulen is in his sights. Will Peter Whitehead strike now? He tries, but he loses control, makes a mistake, slides onto the grass, slides again, and that is Alberto Ascari. Peter Whitehead has lost the position to Alberto Ascari as well. He is now P3 with Staf Vermeulen leading. We are now on the start-finish straight with Staf Vermeulen leading the Grand Prix. He is about to start lap 5. He has started lap 5. He has not posted the fastest lap. That was the previous lap that he posted the fastest lap, but now he's comfortably leading. He has almost 5 seconds on Alberto Ascari. Now he is in the hill section, and we hear that there's a spin. There must be a yellow flag somewhere. There it is. He goes through the left-hand kink, and there he sees the number 10 car of Henri Louveau. He must have had some kind of mistake and has to retire because of that mistake. We will see a replay shortly. This is the replay of Henri Louveau. He loses control of his car, clips the hill, spins the car, and tries to get turned around once again, but goes up onto the hill, meaning he can't turn around. And there we have Staf Vermeulen passing him, and now Henri Louveau has stalled his engine and has to retire his own car. We are now following Staf Vermeulen comfortably in the lead. He has a 17-second lead over Peter Whitehead. Staf Vermeulen is in the first section. He has a lapse of concentration, and what's happening? He tries to save it, but he crashes. He loses a wheel, and that means his race is over. His race is over. He will not finish the 1951 Swiss Grand Prix. He had a lapse of concentration. And there we have Peter Whitehead now overtaking Staf Vermeulen. And there we have the other ones. We have Tarufi sliding, and there are the others. This is the end for Staf's race. What a disappointing start to his 1951 season. He backs it up so as to create a safer pass-through for the other cars. We'll see a replay of that shortly. Here we have the replay of Staf's crash. He goes through the right-hander, has a lapse of concentration at the left-hander, goes off-roading. We don't see it clearly, but he crashes heavily into the fence. I truly hope that Staf Vermeulen is okay. We'll know that after the race if he is completely okay. And in a moment you'll see Peter Whitehead. There he is. Peter Whitehead taking the lead after Staf's crash. And there's the rest with Piero Taruffi sliding also into the forest. We are following Louis Chiron in the hill section, and is that Peter Whitehead on his head? Has Louis Chiron taken the lead? We are now following Peter Whitehead in the hill section, the leader of the Grand Prix. He loses control of his car, spins it onto the hill, and yes, indeed, he has lost lead to Louis Chiron because of that accident. And now Peter Whitehead has retired. We are now following the number 18 car of Villoresi. There you have seen Chiron, who has made a mistake. Villoresi leads the Grand Prix out of the final turn. He's on the main finish straight, and Villoresi leads the Grand Prix. Still following Villoresi, he is about to lap the newcomer George Abecassis, but Villoresi is losing a lot of time on the back marker, and he loses control because of the back marker. That is not gentlemanly of George Abecassis. And there we have, I don't know, I think that's Chiron that has taken the lead of Villoresi. That is such a shame. Luckily, he can keep going. Later in the race, we are still following the number 18 car of Luigi Villoresi, who loses control at the hill section and goes off-roading. He manages to keep the car going and is trying to find a way back onto the racetrack. Will he find that way? We'll see momentarily, but he's losing some spots. Let's see if he can make it back on the track. No, he crashes into a house, a shed, and stalls his engine. We are now following Louis Chiron through the final corner of the Swiss Grand Prix of 1951. Behind him is George Abecassis, a couple of laps down. It is Chiron who is in the lead. He's on the cobblestones. He is on the cobblestones and he's going for the start-finish line, and he will be a Grand Prix winner. It is Louis Chiron who takes the victory at the Swiss Grand Prix of 1951. Moments later, we see the Italian driver Franco Roll crossing the finish line in P2. Well done! And now we are following Piero Taruffi in the 44 car. He will cross the finish line in P3. Well done to him as well. Moments after Louis Chiron crossed the finish line to win the Swiss Grand Prix of 1951, we have newcomer George Abecassis crossing the finish line in P4 for some well-deserved points. Here we have the 1951 Swiss Grand Prix race results. It is Chiron who takes the victory of this race. Then in P2 we have Franco Roll, and in third position we have Piero Taruffi. In fourth position we have newcomer George Abecassis, who is, I believe, 2 laps down. Then we have all the non-finishers of the race. Villoresi, Gonzalez, Whitehead, Vermeulen, who also takes the fastest lap, Ascari, Louveau, Gerard, Hurd, Shaw Taylor, Etancelin, Moss, Fischer, Bonetto, Sanesi, Meres, Swaters, Chabot, Walker, Fagioli, Parnell, Godia, Farina, Schell, Cabantou, De Graffenried, Rosier, Fangio and Simon. So after one round in the 1951 World Championship for drivers in the Formula One World Championship, we have Chiron leading the championship for the first time in his career. Then we have Roll in second place with 6 points, of course, and then Taruffi with 4 points. George Abecassis takes his first points of his career with 3, and Vermeulen is in a surprise 5th position with 1 point thanks to his fastest lap. I will not show the others because they have scored 0 points. Pole position, fastest lap, an early lead. Staf had everything he needed to claim his second Grand Prix victory. He had outdriven the Talbot-Lago. Johnny Claes had been overjoyed, both with the stunning qualifying lap and the race pace the young Belgian had shown. For a moment, it all seemed to be coming together. And yet, it still wasn't enough. 1 lapse in concentration. That was all it took. Through the fast forest section of Bremgarten, Staf pushed just a little too hard. The car slipped, there was no room for error. In an instant he was off the track, and then came the impact. The Talbot-Lago crashing heavily into a tree. Silence followed. Mercifully, Staf was alive, bruised, shaken, scratched, but alive. The mistakes of the past had returned, and this time there was no one else to blame. At first, frustration surged within him, but it faded quickly. This was only the opening race of the season. There were still 7 rounds to go, and despite the retirement, he had salvaged something, a single point for the fastest lap. Back in the paddock, Staf spoke with Johnny, explaining what had happened. He apologized to the team. Next time, he would do better. In just 3 days' time, he would have that chance, in the United States. As the results settled, another detail stood out. Only 4 drivers had finished the race. Just 4 points scorers. Even so, with his single point, Staf found himself 5th in the championship. But there was no time to reflect. The teams were already preparing to leave, bound for the airport and the long journey across the Atlantic. Next stop, the Indianapolis 500.